Good morning, everyone. Let's get started. Let me recall the topic which we discussed earlier. In the previous session, I've given you an overview on tags. Okay. So, but again, I'll explain what is meant by tags. Okay. So, tags are used in a case like in order to store your code in a secured manner. Like for example, in if you create a branch, your code can be taken as a backup. That is possible in creation of branch. But the problem here is if someone wants to make any changes in the particular branch, he can able to do that because branches, a user can switch to one branch to other branch and he can able to make the changes whatever he want. Okay, so because of that reason, even though you have taken a backup, so that backup can be disturbed. Am I right? Did you got my point? Okay, let me show you with a diagrammatic way so that you guys can understand more clearly. So let's assume this is your master branch and you're doing some commits here. Commit 1, commit 2, commit 3, and commit 4. At some point of time, you have created a branch. So whatever, you feel that okay, this particular place, the code got stabilized, and we can go for a deployment into the production server. Okay. So what we will do generally in future, we might come across any changes in the previous release. So for that reason, we'll be taking a backup. By creating, we will be taking a backup by creating a new branch. Okay, so this is how we have created a branch, but still your code cannot be secured because here if I want to make any changes on a newly created branch, I can do it, right? So this is not the 100% secured way of storing your code. Okay, or versioning of your code. So in order to have your code more secured, so we use another concept called tags. Okay, so tags are nothing but these are nothing but a snapshot of your code. Like for example, once you create a tag, so inside that tag, you're not allowed to do any sort of modifications. Like for example, if I want to create a new file, I'm not going to do that. I'm not allowed to do that. And existing file deletion or any modification related to any of the files within your tag. So these are all the things, options will be restricted. So that's the first important feature what tags is going to have. Okay, and the next part is like if you observe, branch will automatically created by the latest commit. So if I want to create a new branch, so with the latest commit, automatically branch will be created. Am I right? But whereas tags tags can be created at any point of time. Okay, so tag can be created in the beginning of the commit or the second commit or third commit, wherever you want you can do it. That's the other feature what we have with tags. Is it clear? So if I want to create a tag with the second commit, I can do that. Okay, so I can create a tag using second commit or the first commit if I want to use, and if I want to create tag here using first commit also I can do it. But whereas branches, when you create a branch, automatically it will be created with the latest commit. Okay, so that's the main difference. So let's go with the practical part. So I'll show you how to create a tag. So first of all, let me open git bash. Okay, so right now I'm on git bash, that on a master branch. Okay, So first let me first let me go to git log. So I can see there are a lot of commits we have. Okay, so like for example, I'm going to create multiple tags. Okay, at multiple places. So first tag I'm going to create with the first commit. Okay, that we have done in beginning of the session. So this is the first commit, right? So using this commit, I'm going to create one tag. So that means, I'm sorry. So that means that tag will be that tag will have only a file one creation part. Like only file one will be available in that tag. And for example, let me create one more tag over here. So that means that tag will consist of the changes what we have done with this commit followed by the remaining commits. Okay, the changes what we have done with this commit, this one, and finally this one. So all these changes will be a part of that tag. The same way if I create a tag with the latest commit, so along with this commit, the remaining commits will also be displayed. Okay, so let me do that practical part. So first let me check what are all the tags that are available. So in order to check that, so we execute a command called git tag. So right now, as we don't have any tags available, so it is displaying as nothing. Now let me create one tag using the first commit what you have done in the beginning. So git tag -a and the name of the tag. So let me give as tag -1.0. Okay, and then you have to use the commit ID. So you don't need to give the full commit ID, so you can just select up to some extent. Um, what happened? This key is not working. Okay, so you can select up to some part and you can paste it over here, and then -m and the tag message. So what's the important feature why we are creating this tag? So here also we need to give message for creation of tag. So what I can do is tag -1.0 created. Okay, I'll just click on enter. So a new tag got created. So in order to see that, so you can use git tag command. So now you can see tag 1.0 got created. Okay, so now let me create another tag. Okay, so git tag -a, the name as tag -2.0. Let me create it over here. So I'll just select this part and then -m message. So tag -2.0 created. Okay, so total two tags we have created, and let me create another third tag with the latest commit. Okay, so for that we can use git tag -a tag -3.0. So if you want to create a tag with the latest commit, you don't need to mention the commit ID. So if you don't mention in the sense, it will automatically consider as a latest commit. So that's the reason I just kept that part. Okay, I'll just click on enter. So it will automatically create with the latest commit. Okay, So let me check git log again. So git log will also display the number of tags we have. So as you can see here, the first tag is created with the first commit, and the second tag was created over here, and the third tag, sorry, here you can see the third tag with the latest commit. Okay, so total 3 tags got created. Now let me, so you have created these tags locally, but if you want to see these tags available on GitHub, so you need to push these tags. So tags needs to be pushed separately. Like if you send any branch code or any type of branch related part, so tags will not be considered here. Okay, so yesterday, in the previous session, I've given you a command, right? So if you have multiple branches that you want to push at a time, so you can use git push origin master git push origin hyphen all. Okay, so that means it will push all the branch code. Yesterday I have given you this command, right? But here, if I give hyphen all, so your branch code only will be considered, but not tags. Okay, so in order to push your tags, you have to execute, either a command called git push and name of the tag. Okay, git push origin name and name of the tag, or you can also use hyphen tags option. Okay, I'll show you both the commands. So total how many tags I have? So I have total 3 tags available. So first let me show you how to push a single tag. So git push origin and name of the tag hyphen 1.0. So it will automatically push that particular tag. But now here I have multiple tags. So the next command which I'm going to show is how to push multiple tags. So you can use an option called hyphen tags. Okay, so if I click on enter, so it will push all the remaining tags, as you can see here. So in the previous example, in the previous case, as we have mentioned a tag name, so only that particular tag got pushed. But here now you can see we have tags. I've given an option called hyphen tags. It will consider all the tags that are available locally which is supposed to be pushed, and it will push all those tags. Okay, so as you can see here, tag 2.0 and tag 3.0 got updated. Is it clear? Fine. Now let's go to GitHub and let's see how it is going to display. So before that, I'll just reload this page. And in order to see your tags, so you can just click here, and there is an option called tags, where you can see all the list of tags. Okay. So before I go switch into a particular tag, so I just want to show you I just want to highlight you few things, and also once we switch to that particular tag, and I'll show you the same options will be disabled. So the first thing that I want to show you is about this part. So add file, this part. So if I want to add a new file or upload a new file, so this option will be available over here. Okay, so the first option is that. And if I particularly open a particular file, so you can see edit option and delete option. Okay, so you can see an option called edit as well as delete. Okay, let's observe these two options. Okay, so now let me switch to a tag. So I'll just switch to tag 1.0. So as I told you before, tag 1.0 is the first commit, so that commit will have only file one change. So that's the reason inside this tag 1.0 you have only file one available. Okay, and now if you observe, this add file option got disabled. Okay, you don't see that option anymore. And if I open this file one, so as you can see here, this edit option as well as the delete option got disabled. Okay, that means you're not allowed to do any sort of modifications within your tag. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear with the concept? Any
Yeah, yes,
questions?
Surya.
If I go with the next tag, as you can see here, so the next tag will consist of, these are all the files that we have. So file 1, file 2, and file 3. So these are all the commits we have. So total, what are all the commits we have? So all these commits will be displayed here. Okay.
Hi,
Um.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Yeah, do we need to use hyphen branches to push multiple branches?
Yes. No, 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 not hyphen branches. You have to use a command called hyphen all.
Okay, okay.
Yesterday, I think I've shown you that command, right? I mean, in the previous session. Do you guys
Yeah,
remember?
yeah, but I don't think I remember that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So you can use an option called hyphen all, so which helps you to push all the number of branches.
Hmm. Okay.
Any other questions?
Yeah, one question, Surya.
Yeah.
How we can delete the tags which we created, right? So only the
Okay.
owner of the branch we can delete, or
No, no, no.
for the
So tag
tags?
delete using git tag -d, name of the tag. This is what the command we execute to delete it.
Okay.
Okay. And
Yeah.
also remember, as we have done, as I told you before, once your tag created, so you can't do any modifications inside the tag. So the only option is to delete a tag and recreate with with the next commit or whatever.
Okay. Thank you,
That's the
Surya.
only option we have. Yeah.
Yeah.
And one more thing I just want to show you, like as I told you, by default, a branch will be created with the latest commit. But if in case, if you have a requirement that if I want to create a branch with somewhat not with the latest commit, but somewhat the lower level commit or something. So using tags also you can create a branch. So for example, I'll create a new branch using tag 2.0. Let's see what it's going to happen. So we can execute git branch and name of the branch new one. Okay. And you can directly give tag -2.0. So if you execute this command like this, generally in order to create a branch, what we do, so git branch, name of the branch. But at last, at end of that, so if you give tag 2.0, so it will create a branch using tag 2.0. Got it? So that means whatever the uh, files that are or whatever the commits that are available on tag 2.0, so using those files only a branch will be created. I'll show you. Check out new one.
Hey
So you
Surya,
can,
can you repeat it a little bit again if you don't mind?
yeah. See, by default, the behavior of a branch will be when I create a branch, it will automatically create it with the latest commit, right? So with this latest commit, right? So, but I want to create a branch with the somewhere over here. I want to create a branch over here. Okay, so in that case, what you can do is first you can create a tag with using this commit. Okay, and using that tag you can create a branch. That is what I did now.
Okay. And in like, can you show in particular how to do it again?
Okay, see, I have three tags, right? So if I see here git log, so the first one is like tag 1.0. Okay, okay, so right now I'm on so first let me switch to master again. Okay, and git log. As you can see here, I have created three tags, tag 1.0, tag 2.0, and tag 3.0, right? So if I want to create a new branch, by default the behavior of a branch, so branch will be created with this commit because this is the latest commit, right? So by default it will going to create it with this, but I don't want to create a branch over here. Instead of that, I want to create a branch over here. Okay, so this is what my requirement. Okay, now what you can do is first you can create a tag. So as I created a tag over here, and using that tag I can create a new branch. So for that the command would be, this is what the command. So generally in order to create a branch we use a command called git branch and name of the branch, right? So and then after the same command, but at last we need to give a tag name. So using this tag as a reference, and a new branch will be created. Is it clear?
Yes, yes. Now it's clear. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? If you have any questions, we'll discuss on that. Otherwise, I'll go with the next part. So till this, we have done successfully done with the Git concepts. So the next part that we are going to discuss is about AWS introduction. Today I'll give you some quick introduction about AWS, and I request you guys, please make sure that your account will be ready by tomorrow, because I mean it will help you to do some practice kind of thing. Okay, so please create an AWS account. I'll also show you how to create it. It hardly takes 5 to 10 minutes, and also few things that you have to uh, remember, that you need to configure or you need to enter your debit card or credit card details. That too, three types of cards that are accepted. So one is American Express, Visa, and MasterCard. So these are the three options that we have. So you have to use any of these three cards in configuring your account. And initially for the verification purpose, they will deduct 2 rupees from your account. And once you done with that part, it's a mandatory. So if you don't mention, your account will not be activated. So once we are done with that part, so automatically your account will be created. Okay. So these are all the things that we need to remember before we go create with AWS account. So first let me quickly introduce about AWS part. So before I start, if you have any questions related to Git, please let me know. I'll explain that and I'll close those windows. Any questions? Okay. So
Hey,
yeah.
so is there anything else that we need to know other than that what you taught?
Actually, I covered almost all the important commands. So we have
Okay.
another few commands called git, revert. Like revert command is basically used to revert your commits. Like if you already committed, but you don't want that commit changes need to be reflected. So you can go with revert. Okay. So and also you can go with reset. So when we are in under staging area, like for example, you already added files, but you don't want to be added those files again. So you can go with git reset, where it will remove the updates that are updated on a staging area, like that is index file, right? So it will reset those changes. And cherry pick. So cherry pick is basically used for merging a particular commit. So if I go with git merge, so it will merge all the commits, right? But cherry pick, if I want only a particular commit, so I can go with that. So these commands will be sufficient. Okay, but we don't use these commands regularly. But whatever the commands we discussed now, so these are the regular commands. Okay, fine. Now let's go with a quick introduction about AWS part. So Amazon Web Service, so which is very popular in the market right now. So it's a kind of cloud service that provided from Amazon. Okay, first let me give you a quick introduction about this. Like, why do we require AWS? So AWS is not only a single part that it is offering us. So AWS is offering us a lot of services. So our entire infrastructure or entire application related stuff, or even Kubernetes related images, Docker images, all these things can be done with AWS. Okay. So first, let me tell you what used to be, how used to be the infrastructure management used to happen before AWS came into picture. So earlier, before AWS, so how the applications are used to be maintained. So there will be some private people who will maintain a data centers. So data center is nothing but a place where we are maintaining a servers in a cold manner. Like, so these servers will generate lot of heat, right? So in order to avoid that, so if you have a lot of heat, that means obviously your your server can might be hanged. Okay, so because of that reason, they will maintain very cold temperature, like almost uh, like 5 to 6 degrees temperature. They will maintain it. Okay, so these data centers used to have in different locations, and the company people will reach out to those data centers, and we are looking for so and so configured server. So please give us that particular server. So that data centers will charge you according to the requirement, and they will provide you the IP and other details. Based on those details, you are going to connect. So this will take hardly, like, in order to once you raise a request, and one after that the server setup everything, in order to complete this, it will take around 2 weeks to 1 month time period. Okay, so this is how the infrastructure is to be maintained. But that got simplified using AWS. Like, once AWS came into picture, so instead of getting a server after 2 weeks, so AWS will give you a server within 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so because here the entire data center management, everything will be under your control. But whereas in the previous case, the data center management and everything will be under their control, and they only give you an IP and other details of the server. That's it. That's the only information that they will be providing you. But here in AWS, you can, I mean, whatever the infrastructure that you want to create, everything will be under your control. Okay, so that's the advantage. That's the first advantage of using AWS. That's the reason why AWS got very like, so almost if you see the current statistics, 47% of the market is occupied by AWS. 47. Okay, and the remaining tools like Azure, we also have Azure and GCP, other cloud service providers. So if you observe or compare your things with them, so 47% of the market is occupied with AWS. Okay, so first now let's go with a quick introduction about regions. So here you can see data center maps. So even AWS is also maintaining the same thing, but the way they handle the data, I mean, the way they handle the infrastructure will be slightly different. So earlier, whenever there is a requirement, we will be adding a server rack. Okay, so and then, I mean, I'll try to show you how the data center is going to look like. We'll do one thing. Let me Google. Let me show it on Google. So data center. So I'll show you the images, how the data centers are going to look like. So this is how the data centers are going to look like. And generally here, if you see, this is how the server will be there, like CPU, hard disk, and memory, RAM, everything will be there over here. And they'll be adding those servers here on the rack whenever there is a requirement. Okay, like for example, I have a new requirement. So immediately I'll reach out to that particular data center, and those people will add that particular server rack on it. So this will take hardly 2 weeks time to create, because they're going to add the rack and they'll be configuring that details with their network, and then they're going to install OS and other things. So in order to complete all these things, it will take at least 2 weeks time. Okay, but now these data centers, the same kind of data centers will be also maintained by AWS, but how AWS is going to provide you in a quick manner. See here, whenever there is a requirement, only then your data rack will be added. Okay, your server rack will be added, okay, manually. But whereas in AWS, there are already thousands of racks that are available, okay, which are already in running state. So whenever there is a requirement of creating a new server, so your I mean, whatever the configuration that you have mentioned, based on that, and that I mean that particular OS which you select, so that will be in a form of image. Okay, so that image we call it as Amazon mission image. Okay, so that image will be automatically launched on that infrastructure which is already running. Okay, so that's the reason why AWS is going to provide you in a very quick manner. Is it clear? Is it clear, guys? Any questions till now? So if you want me to repeat it again, let me know. I'll repeat this part again.
Can you please repeat?
Yeah. So the main difference between AWS and the normal data centers what we have is, like for example, I have a requirement that I need a server with 16 GB RAM and 2 TB hard disk. This is what my requirement. Okay. So immediately, if I'm using a normal data center, I don't have AWS here. So I'm using a normal data center. What I will do, so this is what my requirement, right? And I want a Red Hat Linux machine. Okay, these are the three inputs. So what I will do, I'll reach out to a data center guy and I'll give my details. So this is what my requirement. Okay. Now these data center guys, what they will do, they'll collect, they will add a physical equipment. So in physical equipment in the sense on which you'll have RAM with 16 GB and 2 TB hard disk, motherboard, and what are all the OS. Okay, so these are all the things that will be considered, and they will add that particular physical rack on your data center. Okay, and then okay, and then whatever the required OS that you mentioned, so that OS will be installed. So these are the lengthy process that used to take. Okay, but whereas in AWS, so here on AWS, already server racks will be in a running state. Okay, there are thousands of server racks, empty server racks that will be in a running state. Okay, now whenever there is a requirement, so I'll be giving a same requirement with the AWS, and as we know already the server racks are running, so it will automatically connect with that particular server rack, and then it will launch your server. I mean the OS what you have mentioned, so that OS will be launched or on top of that in that particular server rack, and that OS will be installed in the form of using image. Okay, in image Amazon also we have a image concept. Like for example, if I want to go with Red Hat, so Red Hat image will be available, and using that image you can launch it. Got it?
Yeah.
So as you can see here, there is a map, data map, which helps you to I mean here Amazon is maintaining different data centers throughout the world. So like if you see here in India we have two. One is available in Mumbai location, and there is another data center which is under construction. So that they're planning it on Hyderabad location. So the data center already under progress. I mean under construction. Okay, and if you see here the green part which indicates that that particular data centers are already exist, and that too in the running state. And if you observe here the orange part, so that indicates that these are the new data centers that are planning to come in future. Okay, so this we in Amazon point of view, these circles we call it as regions. Okay, so in every region there will be I mean there will be some name for the region, like US East 1, US East 2, something like that. Okay, so these are the names that you can get it from AWS once you log in with your account. Okay, and the next part is in every data center they will be maintaining multiple available zones. So I'll explain what is meant by available zones and the reason why we are having two. See, generally what they will do is, so first if they want to create a data center in a particular place, what they will do is, first thing is they'll choose three different places. Okay, minimum of three different places. Okay, and these three different places, the distance between these three different places will be maintained at least 40 to 50 kilometers of minimum. Okay, the reason why we are creating these availability zones are, like, if something went wrong with any of the data center, like natural calamities or whatever. Okay, so let's suppose that entire data center got disturbed. Okay, so in that case, the remaining data centers can able to handle the situation. So that's the reason why we have mentioned it as uh, that's the reason why we have mentioned here in that format. Okay, is it clear? So in every region there will be multiple availability zones. So in this diagram there is no option to display it, but if you see, so in some places they will maintain 6 data centers. I mean 6 availability zones. In some places they'll maintain 3 availability zones, at least 2 availability zones in that way. Okay, is it clear? And the next part is this is how the data center is going to look like from the top. You can see, so this is one of the data center situated in US. So this is how the data centers that they are maintaining. So inside that the same server concepts will be there. Okay, fine. So the next concept is about virtual private cloud. So before that, I'll show you how to create an account, AWS account. So what you can do is, so just type AWS. Okay. So here it is going to ask you either for sign in or account creation. So I'll just click on sign in to the console, and here you can see an option called create new AWS account. So actually yesterday itself I have created a new account, but I thought of showing you. But sometimes this account will take 24 hours to activate. So that's the reason I created before itself. So here you need to mention your email ID, okay, and whatever the account name that you want to manage, so that name, and then click on verify email address. So you'll be getting an OTP for your email. You need to verify that, and you need to mention some details like what's your name, other personal information like address, postal code, phone number, all these informations you have to mention. And beginning it is going to ask you two options, like do you want to create this account for business purpose, or do you want to create this account for personal usage. So you can select personal usage and you can start creating it. Okay, and once it is done, it will redirect you to the payment session. So there you need to give your Mastercard or American Express card. So once you click on that part, and uh, automatically you'll be getting an OTP from the bank, and it will detect 2 rupees from your account for verification purpose. But later on, that 2 rupees will be again credited to your account. Okay, is it clear now? So once you enter all these required details, so your account will be activated. So some cases your account will be activated immediately. In some cases your account will be activated within 24 hours time. Okay, is it clear?
Yeah, yes, Surya.
Yes.
Yeah. So by tomorrow, I request you guys, please create your account, and I'll start explaining you few concepts from AWS, that is about VPC, subnets, internet gateway. All these concepts we'll cover tomorrow, and then after we'll go with EC2 instance. So there is another concept called Elastic Cloud Compute, or Compute Cloud, sorry, Compute Cloud. So that is the one of the most important service that is available on AWS account. So these are all the concepts that are important concepts. So in interview point of view, definitely they'll ask you these kind of questions. Okay. So if you have any questions, we'll discuss on that part because we are running out of time. So if you have any questions related to the topic which we discussed today, so let's spend some time on it. Because if I start with VPC concept now, it's a very lengthy concept because it depends on different thing calculations that we have to do. So you guys will get definitely confused. So that's the reason I'll stop the session till here part till this part. And by tomorrow, once your account got created, so we'll start working on the VPC part. Okay. Yeah. So any
Uh,
other questions you have, please let me know.
Hi Surya, you said that CI and CD concepts and DevOps.
Yes.
When you are
Yes.
going to start that one?
So for before that, like we need a server to be installed, right? So on that only we are going to install the tools which we supposed to discuss, right? So it will take hardly 10 more days. We will
Mhm.
start CI/CD.
Okay. After AWS, you are going to cover DevOps.
No, I mean here I'm not going to teach all AWS services at a time here
Mhm.
because here the first of all, if I want to explain you about Jenkins or any other tool related to, I need to
Mhm.
install that software, right?
Okay.
So when installing that software, I need a server. So that
Mhm.
server, I'll take it from AWS. So
Okay.
that's the reason why I started with AWS. First of all, we'll cover the topics that are required to take the EC2 server.
Okay.
Okay, and top of it, I'll going to install the software related to our. Then I'm going to install our softwares related to CI, and then we'll start with the concept of C.
Okay.
Got it?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir,
Yeah.
when are you gonna send like the videos so we can watch
I
again?
think, yeah, I actually forwarded all the details. So maybe you will be getting the videos in 1 hour for sure
Okay.
for today. Yeah.
And through email, right? It's gonna be in a Google Doc. I mean, Drop.
It will be on Google Drive. So on daily basis, in the same drive, the videos will be uploaded.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions? Okay. If you don't have any questions, we'll close this session for today. Okay. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day. Bye bye.